Welcome back, my friends. New episode Before Dawn podcast. What's happening? Abud, how are you, my friend?
Tired. Okay. Sorry. You want to start again?
Yes, Abud, how are you, my friend?
I'm good. A bit tired.
Why?
Tired of being tired. Nothing. I'm just trying to get active again.
How's Muay Thai going for you?
It's good. Both of my legs hurt.
I heard you did a nice combo.
Oh, yes.
Do tell us.
I don't think we pay them enough, but I hope whoever is editing this does an animation of what I'm about to describe.
Okay.
But basically, it's an outside uppercut into a cross. And for those who don't know what that means, the demonstration, the animated video you're about to see will explain what that means.
Joke's on you, we don't pay them anything.
I know. I guess it's more like the joke's on them. We love you guys.
Thank you, guys. You make us look good.
But yeah, one mistake I always keep making. So when you get kicked, so you get like a low kick, you get a kick to the thigh, you're supposed to block, right? You raise your shin and you basically go shin to shin. But because I used to do this thing called Kyokushin, and you just check. You remember Kyokushin?
Yeah.
The legend himself, George St. Pierre.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say the legend himself and what was the tutor's name?
Oh, Mehdi.
Yeah, that's what you're going to say.
He is also a legend.
He is also a legend. But okay, yeah, GSP.
GSP. So that's what I used to do. And you always check. By checking means you just sit on it and just take it. And after a while, it just like, kibbinaya.
Yeah. It messes up your whole thing, man, yeah.
Yeah, but it's good.
I remember when we were younger, which is not too long ago for me, like 2-3 years.
Last week.
Yeah, when I was young.
Yeah.
In university, I remember when you guys used to all go Kyokushin, you and the rest of the guys. So one of our boys, I was like, yeah, what do you guys keep doing? Because I wanted to always work on music. So I would just be like, no, come studio, all you guys. And then I remember he was like, no, man, I got to go Kyokushin, this and that. I was like, what do you do over there? Why do you keep going? He's like, we learn how to defend yourself and this and that. I was like, no, you guys are on the offense.
Yeah, for real. It's one of those that is literally offense. It's the only karate that isn't like athletics. You know how most of them are just like, oh, you're getting fitter, flexible, all that. No, this was just pure violence.
Yeah, exactly. So he was like, yeah, that's what we go to learn. I was like, okay. And then what did you learn? He was like, nothing. I can like just normal kicks. I was like, okay, show me. So he was like, okay. I remember I was sitting on top of a table and he was standing. I was talking to him.
Why were you on the table?
We used to have like at uni, we used to have these like wooden benches.
You didn't have chairs. You just had tables.
No, because we had the wooden benches with
like
wooden
those picnic ones.
Exactly. Yeah. So everyone used to sit, stand, whatever on top of it. Just like
goons of Ras Al Khaimah.
Exactly, goons of Ras Al Khaimah. So anyway, so he's like, come. I was like, okay. So I stood. And he was like, look, I'll just give you one kick over here and then you'll see. I was like, okay, go for it. And he kicks me. And me being me, I was like, you are beneath me. This is nothing. This is useless. It's a waste of time.
Also, keep in mind, this guy weighs what, like 60 kilograms?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
he's a tiny ass.
Exactly. Yeah, he's a very small friend of ours.
Yeah.
So he was he kicks me. And then I was like, bro, this is nothing. This is such a waste of time. Stop doing this. Let's go to the studio, you know? He was like, no, it's not the kick itself. He's like, how it's going to feel, not now, how it's going to feel tomorrow. That's what matters. I was like, okay. I was like, I don't think so. He was like, do you think you can take it so it's not hurting now? Yeah? I was like, no, it's not. He's like, you could take it? I was like, I could take it. He's like, okay. And he just starts tapping.
Yeah,
and he keeps going back and forth.
Okay, why do you let him do it more than once?
No, I think like 7 times he kicked me, 8 maybe. And I'm just standing there. I was like, dude, okay, done. Your point's made. Can we go to the studio now? He's like, okay. I took like a week off of uni after.
Exactly. But it's kind of funny because on that note, you're like, when he was like, yeah, it's not gonna hurt now, but wait till tomorrow. Like, imagine yourself in a fight and you start beating on the guy and he's like, yeah, this is all you got. I'm like, you wait till tomorrow. You'll see tomorrow.
You'll see tomorrow, bro. I don't care.
I'm gonna get my ass kicked now, but tomorrow we'll see who's in pain.
For the rest of the week, you're gonna hate yourself.
It's because okay, so what he does is, or what you do generally, like in most martial arts with these kicks, is you put all your weight. So you don't you chop, you go up and then down, and like shin to muscle. It's painful.
Yeah.
And even so, the founder of Q-Kitchen, I don't know how much you know about this guy. Also,
George St. Pierre?
George St. Pierre. You know, Hussein's dad was also a black belt in Q-Kitchen. But
Hussein's our friend.
yes.
Yeah.
Hello. He was Korean living in Japan back when, probably still now. Koreans, like the Japanese people didn't like Koreans, basically.
Who is this you're talking about?
The founder of Q-Kitchen.
Okay.
And there's a movie too, you should watch it, it's crazy. So he wanted to join the Japanese Air Force during World War II. You know what the Japanese Air Force were doing during World War II?
Kamikaze? Yeah.
So he was basically like, I'm signing up to be a kamikaze pilot. But because he's Korean, they said, no, bro. No, you're not Japanese. We can't sign you up for to be a kamikaze pilot. Thankfully, he stayed alive, started Q-Kitchen. We have George St. Pierre. Happy endings. But so because of that, he's like, all right, screw it. He has a black belt in Taekwondo because he's Korean. And then he goes to, back then you didn't have gyms or like fight clubs. You had, they used to call dojos, like they were like temples where these guys train. So he goes to the first temple, dojo, and they're like, nah, bro. And they kick his ass and he leaves. So out of spite, so if you think about it, technically Q-Kitchen started out of like toxicity. Because he's like, screw this.
Yeah.
Goes to the jungle or the forest for like 6 months and trains by himself, like beats himself up with logs, climbs like ice, like frozen waterfalls. And at some point he was about to lose his mind. And to convince himself to stay, he shaved one of his eyebrows. To be like, oh, if I have one eyebrow, I can't go back in front of people.
Right.
So he stayed for 6 months. And then came back and went to every dojo. Smacked everyone.
Right.
Everyone, like judo, taekwondo, karate, ninjas, you name it. They tried to kill him 3 times.
That does sound like a good movie plot.
It is. It's actually really good. And they tried to assassinate him 3 times. And I don't know if it's like for theatrical effects, but one of the times they tried to kill him, the guy walked up to him with a katana, stabbed him. He fell to his knees. He punches the guy and passes out. And then when he wakes up with a sword in his chest, and the other dude apparently died.
You know, speaking of that being a movie,
Yeah.
if they made the biopic about you,
Yeah.
what genre would it be?
What genre would it be? It would be probably a dark comedy, I'd say.
Okay.
Yeah, dark comedy. Because like you'll watch it and you'll think, I shouldn't be laughing at this, but it is kind of funny.
Okay.
Like, it's really sad, but it's funny at the same time.
So that's what your life is, sad and funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
For entertainment purposes, it can. I think if you edit my life in a certain way, if you view it in a certain way, it would. If it would be a successful movie, it'd be a dark comedy.
Nice.
What about you?
I think it would be like a drama.
I know.
Yeah, I think my life.
It's gotta be like 15 seasons of dragged, unnecessary drama.
Or if it's a film, it'll be like a Bollywood film, 3.5 hours long, you know?
And at the end, it was his mother. You know, like those Indian movies where like they find a small kid and raise him in the village.
Yeah.
And like they fund him to go to university and he becomes successful. And in the end, they found out that he's their father.
He's their father.
He's their father. That's how usually.
He's
that's
the
how
father.
The plot, He's the father of the
the people who funded him.
Yeah, they found him like by the rivers as an abandoned baby, and then it turns out it's their dad the whole time.
He's the founder of the university.
Yes.
Isn't that Jawan's plot?
I mean, yeah. Even if you think about it, like Jawan is not out there in terms of like it's not ridiculous.
Yeah,
but then they still made it ridiculous.
There is a lot of ridiculousness in it. But still, that's them trying to control. Who'd play your character?
Oh, I guess like if you want like a true copy, the closest you can get is probably Dev Patel. Dev or Dave? Dave Patel.
Yeah.
That would be like the closest look, but I want Daniel Day-Lewis to do it.
Allah.
Only the best. No, actually, Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey.
Oh yeah, Jim Carrey would do Your Life Well.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Like, look at this donkey. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Who do you want?
The one, the only.
Oh yeah, okay, sorry.
The man himself.
Mr. Shah Ruh Khan?
Mr. Shah.
Mr. Shah.
Shah
You
Ruh
know how
Khan.
long it took me to realize his name is 3 names? By that I mean like, but you know what I mean? I thought it was always like
It's
Shah Ruh
not
Khan.
3 names.
I thought it was Shah Ruh Khan. I know it's 1 name, but it's like a 3
Three words.
spaces. Yeah, 3 words.
You didn't realize the spaces. In
I didn't know. I thought it was Shah Ruh Khan, and then the first time I read it, I'm like, what is this Shah Ruh Khan? I was like, oh shit, oh that's how you write it. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
exactly.
It makes more sense now when you read it. So it's like Shah, and then I don't know what the rest means, but I know it's Shah.
Shah, you know what it means.
Yeah.
Rukh means the look of, like.
Oh.
So I think it's something to do with the look of a king or something.
Okay,
Something like
I
that.
mean, they knew it from the beginning.
Exactly.
Please sponsor us.
Please sponsor.
Actually, no. Please adopt me.
You sell yourself so easy.
Yo, you know, you're talking about the guy.
Yeah, exactly.
So
He adopts you, and the film you find
and
out
then-
you're his uncle.
and then I'm his uncle the whole time.
Oh my days.
Whoa.
All right,
I apologize, Mr. Shah Rukh Khan.
Mr. Shah Rukh Khan, if you ever watch this.
We love you. That's why you're getting brought up.
Yeah, exactly.
What's up?
Let's get into a lot has happened this week.
What has happened?
Maybe like over, not just this week, over the last couple of weeks, a lot has happened in music. The first thing that I want to talk about is Linkin Park.
Yes.
So we kind of brought it up last week, but I don't think we got into it,
No.
which I would like to get. I want to hear your point of view and everything on it. They have a new singer. Linkin Park is back.
Yes.
I'm sure most of our listeners know that in 2017, I believe it was, that Chester very sadly passed away at a young age. And since then, Linkin Park has not been making music. Obviously, they've like just been on a hiatus. They came back 2 weeks ago with a new singer and a new drummer. And the new drummer, I'm not sure why there's a new drummer, but there is a new drummer. But they came back with a new singer, and the community is raging.
Yeah. Is there a split, or is everyone's just like, no?
What I've seen, majority are like, nah.
Yeah, I understand, man. Like, because when you think Linkin Park, you usually, I mean, most of the time you think it's like, oh, Chester. He's the face, he's the
Yeah.
voice. But at the same time, you also have Mike Shinoda, who is the other almost, like
Yeah.
it's almost a 50-50, but you'd say it's more like a 70.
For general
70,
audience, I
30.
think Chester
Yeah.
carried it.
Yeah. I actually don't know how involved he is in the music. By that I mean, because it feels like what's his name? Mike Shinoda is the one behind most of
The music, yeah.
yeah. So I'm guessing Chester was the writer most of the time. Yeah. So there is that. I feel like there's some of that toxicity of like, oh, of course they got a woman because it's 2024 and we have to be woke and diversified. No, I really don't understand that in a lot of cases, because if someone fits the bill, can sing, has a range, fits your brand image, so what? Like, it just feels like that is thrown out the window as soon as it looks like, oh, it's a diversity.
Yeah, I don't think
hire.
that's what it. Yeah, I agree. But okay, what are your thoughts on them actually coming back?
I mean, I'm always happy for more Linkin Park music. But is it Linkin Park? Because, like you said, he carried so much of what the band was, the message. It's kind of like, I mean, I felt the same way a little bit with Slipknot, for example. When
Paul?
Yeah, actually no, when Joey Jordison left, the drummer, because he was pretty much, I think he was the predominant writer in the whole in the band. He was writing most of the music.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when he left, I was like, But they still delivered. So there's no reason why they wouldn't deliver. But the sound, it's all the voice. You can change the whole band, but when the voice changes, it just, I don't know. Like all the best, but
Yeah, man. I think I agree with you. Like, if it was any other part of the band, whether it was the guitarist, the bassist, whatever, I think I would have still swallowed the pill. It's very hard to swallow it with the lead vocalist.
Yeah, because that's the connection you have.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, there's a whole world that you guys are creating as musicians, but this vocalist is the one who's taking me in.
Yeah.
So when you change that, my point of contact, it's, first of all, it doesn't feel the same. And I must say, strictly from a performance standpoint, she's very good.
Yeah, exactly.
She has a very nice tone of voice. I think that them picking a girl is actually so logical and makes so much sense because of Chester's range naturally. The range that he used to sing at, you need someone that can naturally do that without straining their voice and all those things. And I feel like she does it very well, the few performances I've seen. So I have nothing against her or the way she performs. I feel like I'm not okay with this being Linkin Park.
Yeah.
Maybe a different band, I would have been cool with it. All right, you guys, 3-4 members of Linkin Park merged with 2-3 new members, and you guys have a new band. That I'd be cool with. Stone Sour, isn't that the exact case? Half of them are from Slipknot, the other half is someone else. But it's a different band.
Now it's Sugar Park.
What?
It's like it's no longer Linkin Park. Yeah. If it took you that long to catch it, then I guess would.
No, I think I was in shock.
Oh yeah, okay.
I was like, did he just go there? Linkin Park is Sugar Park now?
Yes. Look, the thing is, yeah, you're right. With the lead vocalist especially, if the whole band changes around him, as soon as you hear the voice, like the whole production can change. They can change their entire style.
Yeah.
But as soon as those vocals come in, you're like, Linkin Park.
Yeah.
That's Linkin Park.
Yeah.
But if I mean, Mike Shinoda is still there, so that sound will still be there.
Yeah.
But even if I hear a song for the first, like if they release a new song and it plays like for 20 seconds, and then she comes on, I wouldn't know it's Linkin Park.
Yeah, if she's the first voice you hear.
Because that's what the band is.
Look, okay, that I think I disagree with you on. Because, yes, the vocalist carries the whole thing, but if you were to take that vocalist and put them with an entirely different band, I don't think it sounds like the same band.
I mean, if you, I don't mean drastically, but
like if you listen to Stone Sour, they do not sound like Slipknot to me.
Yeah, but it's not though. It's not the same band.
Exactly.
But
my point.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
But I mean, you. To be fair, you don't recognize his voice. If you listen to this voice and this voice, it's a whole different.
Okay, but when what's his name left, Adam Gruntier from 3 Days Grace, when he went to that other band, I don't remember their name.
Yeah, you hear it.
I hear the voice obviously, but I'm like, no way, there's not 3 Days Grace. There's nothing. Like the second it comes on, you're like, this isn't it, because again, I think that yes, the vocalist is my main point of contact, and he's the one who's carrying this whole illusion almost for me of what is this band / brand. Once you change that, of course, hard pill to swallow. But if you change everything around it, also it's a hard pill to swallow. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Can we have a moment to like pay respect to other band members besides the lead vocalist, because we're like, get rid of everyone, and it's okay. But that's I'm literally saying the opposite. I know.
I'm saying if you keep the lead vocalist and get rid of everyone else, also it doesn't work.
Yeah,
there has to be some key elements, of which the lead vocalist does carry the most weight. And I will say also, I don't want this narrative, because I've seen it a couple times where it's like, I know you're just joking that we should give credit to others.
No, that I'm not joking about.
Yeah, we should give credit to others, but the lead vocalist, the reason why so much credit is given to this person is because it's such a big responsibility.
Yeah.
It is a drastically bigger responsibility than the people who are working behind the scenes. It doesn't matter if the people who are working behind the scenes are putting in 15 hours just dying every single day to make one good riff, but you've done that for 15 hours, yeah? Go stand 15 minutes in front of a mic.
Yeah.
Go stand 15 minutes in front of a camera and look at all the judgment that's going to come to you because you're the face now. So I think it's well deserved, that credit.
Yeah.
But it's not the entire story.
Yeah. On that note, how do you feel about making that transition?
Me become vocalist?
Yeah.
I think...
and it's just like, it's not just becoming a vocalist. Now that you have to step up in front of a camera, in front of a mic, in front of a crowd.
So I think in the beginning, back in our Citizen days, we both were aligned on me really being behind the scenes, and you would carry the entire image. Concerts, even, I think only one of them I came to ad-lib. The first one I came, exactly. I was ad-libbing.
And you were like, I'm out. Nope.
Yeah. Nope. After that, I never did another show. You did all of them yourself. Then it hit... Actually, this is a good segment. I'm going to even clip this. It came, like you said, came out of necessity. We felt... The first decision that you and I made, I remember was, and it was Cher who actually gave us, our boy Cher, gave us the idea, which was, you two should both have your personalities brought forward because you have more, this band can give more than it's giving currently as a solo act. So there is a whole story of Abaiz also that we should bring in and we should put forward. Once me and you agreed on that, at that point it felt like a necessity. It's like, okay, now I need to step up. Now I have no choice because we don't have another third member who's a singer. So we need someone to do the vocalist, and you're already doing so much, like putting even this onto you is unfair, but so I was like, okay, fine, let's step up. In that, stepping up as vocalist, but then came other things, which is, okay, now be in the photo shoots, now do headshots, now do videos, now do reels. And
Welcome.
it's like, welcome. I'm like, okay, fine, let's do all of this now.
Everyone makes fun of the lead vocalist. He's just like, oh, he smokes a cigarette outside, comes out, does 15 minutes.
No. That's, and I think, look, having done that transition, I think that's why I'm maybe mature enough today to tell you that, yes, we give more credit to vocalists, but there is a reason for why I believe they deserve it. Like I said, I don't want to repeat myself, but sitting in front of a camera versus sitting in front of a computer screen is very different. It's very, very different. Doesn't matter how much effort and how much this, it's a whole different battle to fight.
Yeah.
In terms of me making that transition, how do I feel? I think in my music career, it's the best decision I've ever made. I think stepping up to I think it unlocked something for me, which is I've always had a lot to say. I've always, even you watch these podcasts, I mean,
this is basically you saying a lot of things.
Exactly. Yes, I've always been very opinionated. I've always had a lot to say on a lot of things, and we would have that back and forth during our old production days where we'd be discussing ideas like, yo, how about we should try this or this topic, talk about this and that. Number one change that it brought for me is now I can contribute to that. Now, if we want to sell a story, we can start with doing the chorus, and we can be like, okay, Abaiz, lay down the chorus. Give me that feeling.
The direction.
The direction, the North Star, exactly. So that it did for me, which I think is so valuable to both of us. I think it's so valuable. Number two, what it did for me is, I think there was, and I was thinking about this the other day. Do you remember I used to maybe send you easy 15 to 20 beats every single week? This is back when I was having a job. This is back when I was in university, back when I was in school. I would still make easy 10 to 15 beats every single week.
Yes.
He would listen to it. maybe if I'm lucky, maybe he will say, I like this one. If I'm lucky. If not, probably every 2-3 weeks, he'd pick one. Now, if we're to compare, over the past year, I have not given him 40 beats. I've maybe made 10. But out of the 10, 8 of them were like, we're going to do this. And that came to me because of me stepping up on the mic. My production style changed when I learned where you should sit on a track. What is it that a vocalist will appreciate? Where will they find space? Where will they not find space? Because when there's a huge difference in being a beat maker and a producer. I used to make beats before, where it was like, oh, this sounds like a cool beat. Yeah, but what can a vocalist do with it? So now that I became a vocalist, now I know, okay, where this can go. So yeah, those are 2 big wins for me, honestly.
I do notice it though. I'm with you on that. Also, I think with time, you've kind of learned what works for us.
Yeah.
So I think that plays a very big part on why we have less throwaways. It kind of worries me sometimes when everything we write or produce goes into like final production.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, are we just accepting everything? But no, I think but then when I think about it, I think it's more about, we know the direction. So we're less prone, I guess, to start in the wrong direction and ditch.
And I must confess also, we spoke a bit about this, you and I, on practicing, that I don't want to get into much now, but because that was off camera, because we have conversations off camera.
Believe it or not.
The 10 tracks that I would work on or start or be like, okay, let's go in this direction. I must confess that in between that, when I'm not seeing you for 6 days, in that 6 days, I'm making like 24 garbage beats where I'm exploring, okay, let's do this, go completely off, go this direction, this. So now when I'm able to come and sit there like Tuesday's studio day, when I get into the studio on Tuesday, when I make something, I know that, okay, I've done all that garbage or the past 5 days. I know what works here, what works here, what works here. So also I must say, yes, being a vocalist helped, but practicing really helped me. Practicing in the fact that get all the what's that 10,000 hours theory?
Yeah, the 10,000 hours training. Once you need to do something for 10,000 hours for you to be considered like a master at it.
So this is something I heard from Ed Sheeran years ago. And if you were to those 10,000 hours, I think I put 11,000 hours, not 10. I think I've put in 11,000 hours. But what would frustrate me, and you experienced this with me actually, you witnessed me breaking down, was after the 10,000 hours, I was not happy. I wasn't happy with what was coming, and every time I used to go sit on the keyboard, work on something, I'd be so frustrated. I used to call Abud and be like, I hate this. I hate what I'm doing. And I realized it's because I had that expectation of my 10,000 hours are done, now finished, I should be a master.
Oh, yeah.
And that's not true. Once the 10,000 hours are done, you have the tools and the resources to do what you want, but the water will get rusty. So every now and then, open that tap, let the dirty water out.
Yeah.
Practice really helps, yes. I hope I'm not clipping.
No. I mean,
yeah,
it's fine.
It's fine. Engineers. As usual.
It's not my job.
Them.
It's okay. No worries. Don't worry.
He will fix it.
Shout out to engineers.
All right. So yeah, Linkin Park. That was the thing.
Yes.
If there was a different band, would have been cool.
Another breaking music event. Something that happened.
I think I know where you're going.
Yes. It's first of all, what is up with these guys? What's up with Americans and the Super Bowl? Like, okay. All right. First of all, I need to get this rant out the way.
Go.
It's so whack to have to invent alternative versions of sports so that no one else plays it except you and you're the best at it.
Rugby, American football.
And baseball, cricket.
Right.
Like, okay, you won basketball, fine, barely. Barely. That was something. But yeah, that aside, I just had to put that aside. Yes, Kendrick Lamar is confirmed to perform in the Super Bowl, which honestly, to be fair, I don't understand the hype with. By that I mean, like, why is it such a big deal to perform in the Super Bowl half show? I guess money, and it's one of the biggest televised events in the US. But like, I don't know. I don't see the prestige per se. But Kendrick Lamar is performing.
I think the prestige is in the fact that when you look at who's done it before, it's a part of your legacy. Doing Super Bowl is a legendary thing to do. And if you look at the artists that have gone on.
Yeah. But how long is it? Like 15 minutes?
That's something like that. It's very short.
But then again, yeah, see, it's just like, here, do 3 songs and leave.
Yeah.
It's not, that's why I mean, like, I don't get it, because as a performer, you want to do a show, right? But then when you come for the Super Bowl, they're like, okay, here, do these 3 songs, and then can you move, because these guys want to get concussions. Move.
Did you see Weeknd's Super Bowl performance?
Yeah.
And Prince and all these guys.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
I feel like they were very much a show. It wasn't just like, here are 3 tracks.
I guess so.
They did it really as a show.
I guess so.
The one for Aftermath.
Yeah.
Dre and all these guys.
Yeah.
Felt like a show, really. So I think that they do try and fight that issue, the time constraint. They try and fight it. Yeah, man. It's legendary. It's part of your legacy, like being able to perform Super Bowl, you know?
Because I don't know if there's a... Can you or do you know what's Jay-Z's affiliation with the Super Bowl?
Yeah, it's managed by Rock Nation.
There you go. Okay, so when that contract ends, we're gonna go back to country music, it looks like. So it was bound to be. But because of this whole thing, there's a whole new drama that started on 2 different angles. One is obviously the man himself. Like, so they had to come out. Yeah, Drake. They had to like come out and, you know, they're like, oh no, he declined it twice. Okay, whatever, cool. No one's really asking, but okay. It's just like, it's just because Kendrick is doing it. The other thing, there's a lot of tension about Lil Wayne. I don't know if you've been seeing this.
Yep.
Yeah.
I have thoughts.
I have thoughts. Look, the thing is though, I'm very cautious about this because I am a very, very big Lil Wayne fan. But it's not looking good, bro. It's not looking in his favor, this argument.
Yeah, I don't think so either. And we love Lil Wayne. Like, he's literally one of like the legends that we look up to.
Okay. First off, I don't know why Nicki Minaj like decided to go on a rant. I had to, as soon as I saw her like rant on Twitter, I just went on Google. I'm like, Nicki Minaj album release, because this is another rollout. Anytime anyone does anything, it's a rollout, but there isn't one because she dropped an album recently. So it's not that.
So can I just explain that whole situation?
Yes.
Kendrick got announced as Super Bowl halftime performer in New Orleans. Lil Wayne is from New Orleans. All the hip hop community is, first of all, they're like, oh my God, Kendrick. But at the same time, they're like, wait, New Orleans, it should have been Lil Wayne. Because he's from there, right? Nicki Minaj, who's very loyal to Lil Wayne, signed, or I don't know if is signed or was.
Young Money.
Yeah.
There's a whole
still
Young Money.
Yeah. Signed to Lil Wayne as well. So, of course, her loyalty lies there. Plus, we need to acknowledge the fact that Drake is part of that Young Money camp.
Yes.
So being against Kendrick further helps her narrative. So obviously she had a whole a venting session on Twitter, on X, on Twitter. That's where we stand. First of all, what do you think about Kendrick performing there? What do you think about that decision?
don't fully understand it. I'm happy. I'm excited, but I don't understand like
Why he chose to do this?
why he was chosen to do this.
Oh, why he was chosen to do this?
Yeah. Because outside of the beef, which should not be commercialized in an event like this, like, is he actually gonna go on stage and scream to millions of people about a pedophile?
Oh,
A song. Well, he's gonna scream like "You're a pedophile" on stage in one of the biggest platforms. I don't know if he's just there to perform his other music, which is also what's most likely what he will do. I don't think he's gonna play "Not Like Us" because that is insane if he does that. I think he's just gonna do a show of his catalog, recent or old, doesn't matter. But what I mean when I say I don't understand is he's not. He hasn't released an album recently. I mean, recent enough to the Super Bowl. Like usually, the man of the hour is performing. Kendrick is in a sense because of the beef, but again, this is not the platform for this. As in, it's too. It's a family affair. Everyone watches the Super Bowl, so you want to go a little bit safe on it.
Okay, I don't know how much. I have to cut you off because I don't know how much you mean what you're saying, or if you're playing devil's advocate for the podcast. Because
no, I'm so happy. I'm so excited. Okay, but I'm saying logically.
Okay, then let's talk logic.
Yeah,
logically, and I've heard this a few times. I've read it on Twitter a few times as well, which is why him. If you look at it baffles me that people still have the audacity to say that this man does not have impact, or his impact is only because of the beef. If you look at the performance that he's put up since 2018, it's disgusting.
100%.
So why would I not give this platform, if I'm Rock Nation, why would I not want him? I would want him in every single way possible. Whatever it takes, I need to get him.
I'm with you. But then again, like I said, it just doesn't feel the platform to continue this.
Okay, that's okay. Now let's come on to that. Part of the hype is around, obviously, that he just came out of this beef, which I don't even know if either one of them is out of the beef. I don't know that. By that I mean it doesn't seem like either one is out of the beef. So them coming off of this beef now and him going to Super Bowl, of course there's that kind of affiliation that you see, like, oh, he's gonna perform these songs, the beef tracks, he's gonna talk about Drake in the verses or whatever it is. A very big part of me believes that he's not going to do any of those songs.
Yeah, I think so too.
If he does Not Like Us, I think it's going to be only the chorus. He'll just do the chorus and get out.
Just that.
Just the chorus.
He's just going to walk in, do the chorus and leave. That's it.
No, I mean for that track.
Yeah, I know.
Just do a piece of it and get out. Like Eminem did for Forgot About Dre.
Yeah.
Just did the chorus and then went on to Lose Yourself. I think that's what he's going to do. He's going to do just the chorus of Not Like Us and then go into something else. That's one. Two, he may do a verse off of that song and kind of change the words on some things, because that verse has so much swearing in it, first of all.
Yeah.
I don't know how you're going to fit that. So there's that. Now, two things to talk about. One is Drake, second is Lil Wayne.
Yes.
Drake, yes, I think him having rejected, and by the way, you can check, it's borderline been confirmed that he did in fact turn it down like 2-3 years back to back.
Also, that's another question. Why would he do that? If it is the platform, if it is a legacy, why would he reject it twice?
I have to, we kind of have these goggles on right now when it comes to Drake, because of the beef, because of the impact that Kendrick brought. I feel like we're looking at Drake in some type of way, but we need to admit eventually, whether now or a month or a year from now, we need to admit Drake's legacy is solidified. Yes, the beef will put him down for a bit or whatever it is, but you cannot say he's a fan of the culture. He's not the culture. No, Drake is the culture. There are literal videos of him being an 8-year-old rapping verses. He is the culture.
It's a very thin line you're threading at the moment.
Again, I know we have goggles on right now.
Yes,
Remove them.
I know, but him rapping at 8 years old doesn't make him the embodiment of the culture.
If you look at the way that he's delivered, look, it's so, I feel like we look for chances and opportunities to point a finger at him, and many of the times he deserves it. Many times he deserves it. But you cannot still come and say that he did not literally change the landscape of hip hop.
Yes,
for eternity.
That is true.
And that takes commitment, and that takes dedication. That if you are even just a fan of hip hop or the culture, it's not doable. You have to really invest into it.
It is true. Like, and I don't think anyone is taking away his achievements in silverware. It's just that the way he's perceived has changed.
Exactly.
And it's stamped on him. You say 1 month, 2 months, 1 year. I think in 40 years, when people are like, oh, yeah, it was this guy, he was legendary, he did this and this and this. And also, he got taken down because it was the right thing to do.
Yeah.
It's going to be in the history books at some point.
Look, probably, man. But again, the way I see it, do you think that's what happened to Michael Jackson? Because that's how I see it. Yes, in the midst of all of it, you're like, oh, this whole blah, 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 whatever. But you look back at Michael Jackson, you're like, there is no competition, man. Like, legendary.
Yeah, okay, yes. But also, that stain is always there.
That stain is there, yes. But there is no one that you listen to today, talk about Michael Jackson, if you're a fan of music, no one's going to argue with you that he is an immaculate musician.
Yeah, but
perfect.
But no one has ever said that Drake is not a good musician.
No, but I feel like today we discredit the craftsmanship of Drake.
But that was never the case. That was never the discussion. It was always about him.
All right, fine.
It was always about him.
If we're to give credit to the music and the impact and this and that and all of this. So why would he reject all this? Why would he reject the Super Bowl? Is because you have seen him stand up in the past as well to not doing these things that don't seem right to him. For example, Grammys. There are very few people in this entire world, including our icon, Mr. K. Dot.
Yes.
Who would go on that stage and say, this means nothing. But Drake has done that. Drake has held the award and he said, this means nothing. You focus on your art form and focus on what you're doing. So I think him rejecting Super Bowl is very much him.
Okay.
That's a point I'm trying to make. I think it's him, and I think you've seen him do things like that in his career before.
But moving on to the important bit.
Lil Wayne?
Yes.
I thought
we were just I thought we were just gonna like push Drake aside very quickly. Like, okay, he didn't want to end the story. He's kind of involved because of the Kendrick situation, and then we'll move on. Because before
I get to Lil Wayne, do you think that Drake was offered this year? We know he rejected 2021, 2022.
I don't think he got offered this year.
I think there's no way he was offered this year.
Yeah. I mean, if he rejected it twice anyways, why would you offer it to him, especially this year?
If I'm Rock Nation, I am never stopping the offers letters that I send to Drake. Like, literally never. For the rest of my life, I'm going to keep sending him offer letters.
Yeah, but this year is
But except this year.
Yes.
Yeah, this year I wouldn't.
It's not a good year.
Not a good year for him. A huge win for Kendrick, in my opinion.
Yeah.
This Super Bowl stage that he's getting. I think, yes, it is a loss for Wayne. I think it's sad. It was very heartbreaking for me. Did you watch the video of him commenting on it? it really hurt me to watch that, to hear him speak like this, because again, these are like superheroes for us. So seeing them be vulnerable like that, it's of course it hits you.
See, that's but the thing is as well, if you actually look into it, and this is where my problem is, because I am a big Wayne fan, supporter, and I would have loved to see it. But like you said, and now in 2024, if you want to talk, if there's a discussion about who's popping off right now in hip hop,
yeah, Wayne's not on that list.
He's not on that list. Kendrick is, even though he's been releasing music and he's still flawless. This guy can rhyme like no other. Lil Wayne he's the king of I've never seen someone use metaphors the way this man does.
How sick would it have been if after you got Aftermath,
yes,
you got Young Money, you have Drake, Wayne, Nicki Minaj. Oof, that would have been nasty.
I know.
That would have been nasty.
Yeah. But yeah, so what I was trying to say was, because obviously everyone is involved in this discussion now online, and it was mentioned that this is not the first time the Super Bowl has been in New Orleans. It was there in 2004, if I remember.
Back when he was
2004. And if you talk about Lil Wayne in 2004,
yeah, but Rock Nation wasn't managing back then.
That's true. They were only picking like country singers and Taylor Swift. I feel like since she was like 10 years old. But yeah, if he had a moment to do it, that would have been it. But given Rock Nation's, I mean, they have a contract for X amount of years, I guess.
Yeah, I would assume so.
Yeah. So if they had to choose someone this year, regardless of where you are, there's one phone call you have to make, and it's this one. Like, I feel bad for Wayne, but I feel like there was no other way to.
Do you think Jay-Z had something to do with this, with it specifically being Kendrick?
You mean like because of
his relationship or lack thereof with Drake?
No, Jay-Z is a businessman.
He's not a businessman. He's a businessman.
He's a businessman. Yeah, he's a businessman more than anything right now. So whatever decision he's making it as a business decision. Hence why Wayne is not involved. If he was all hip hop, then he would have picked Lil Wayne. If anything, I feel like Kendrick Lamar should actually pull off Eminem and be like, yo, bring him with me.
Bring who?
He should bring Lil Wayne. Kendrick should bring
like
on
what
Lil Wayne.
Dre did with M and all these guys. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, what M did for 50.
Yeah.
So that's probably how it should go, how it should play in my mind.
I think also now that you say this, that it's a business decision.
Yeah.
I think there could have been no better artist to put on that stage than Kendrick Lamar in 2024. Actually making the decision. In 2024, no better artist.
I mean, you say that, but then like Billie Eilish dropped an album and she's popping off. Taylor Swift again.
No one has more eyes / intrigue than Kendrick Lamar, in my opinion, in music today.
Yeah.
What Kendrick is going to say next is going to be the biggest event in music.
Yeah, because I guess there's no other genre that brings this much controversy.
And you are at the peak of the controversy.
Yeah.
Maybe not at the peak, but you're at a very interesting stage of that controversy.
Yes.
And it just so happens to be that controversy was between two of the biggest names.
The titans in music, in
exactly.
hip-hop.
So yeah.
Fun times.
Oof.
You know, I feel like, you know, in like 20, 30 years, you know, when like the old heads talk about like, yeah, you don't know what beef is. You don't know what these rappers were like. Like back in the day, these guys were like, they were the ones. You had people getting shut up, and, you know, so in like 30 years when, you know, our kids or inshallah, whoever it is, they'd be like, oh yeah, did you hear a little XW7? He wrote a song dissing this guy's depression.
And dissing his Fortnite skin.
His Fortnite skin. I'm like, you don't know.
You don't know
what happened in 2024.
when Kendrick said, your son's a sick man, he should die. We're like, what?
I'm just gonna like follow my son around.
Listen,
like, you're not like me. You're not like me.
Following your son around the house. You're not like me.
Yeah. Different times.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah. To conclude, Lil Wayne, we love you. But
These are
the same back in the day.
How do you say it? Them are the times, bro. Them are the times.
Them are the times.
It's when is it anyways?
Feb 2025.
You know what? Actually, there is one thing I like about the Super Bowl is the amount of money they spend on commercials. Have you ever seen Super Bowl commercials?
Yeah.
Shit is so hilarious.
Did you see Kanye's?
No.
But it's hilarious.
I know.
It's a video
so
of him.
Oh yeah. You mean the one
in the car?
I mean,
he's like, yo, I spent all the money on booking the slot.
This guy, and he actually made a lot of money out of that.
Yeah.
I think it cost like $1 million for 15 seconds or 30 seconds.
Wow.
30 seconds, $1 million, or a bit more than that. It's mad because it's the biggest televised show in the US.
In America.
So watch rugby, bro. What's wrong with you? Watch cricket.
So yeah. Anyway, speaking of times
Yes.
passing,
Yes.
I saw that we have our shared note of topics.
Yes, we do.
And I saw you write something on it. Something about Juice WRLD.
When did he pass away?
2018, I think.
2018. He was going somewhere. Like I think of all the, what even genre of hip hop would you call that?
Yeah, like alternative.
Yeah,
hip-hop.
I think he was like the head of it. He was leading. I never really, because it wasn't for me the sound. It was almost like the reincarnation of 3 Days Grace era, like that emo rock music, but then into hip hop.
Yeah.
And it was popping off. It was going places. But yeah, sadly passed away in 2018. But then
also what a freestyler, man.
Yes.
That's what made me like really pay attention to him. His ability to actually rap.
Yeah. And recently, this week, his camp announced an album coming out, which really, really pisses me off.
Me too. Enough.
I've said this a million times. I will say it again. There should not be music released after the artist passes away. Who was it? I think it was Nas or someone that mentioned it once. He's like, when I die, that's it. If I made songs and they were not released and I passed away, there's a reason they didn't release. Don't touch them. It was made, but it was never intended to be out. So to me, it's not even almost, it is disrespectful.
Yeah, I think so too. Man. Because, like you said, there's a reason why I didn't release them.
Yeah. It's disrespectful for you to release my music after I died.
Yeah, and leave my legacy alone. Like, I did things that I did, or he did things in the way that he wanted. There is a part of it, and I saw some interviews. I don't even remember who it was. And if I did remember, I wouldn't name them. That they were talking a bit about how it was family members of someone who passed away. And they were talking about how since they have the masters now, which means the family gets paid for the new releases. I kind of saw that point that, okay, since he was the breadwinner, he was the one who was running the house, and he's no more, maybe.
His music is still strong. How many plays does he
Yeah,
have
look,
on his
with
Spotify?
Juice WRLD is not a good example because Juice WRLD music is in rotation all the time.
It hasn't stopped.
Exactly. So there is all that money.
And even
coming
if
in.
you release a new album, how much money is that bringing you in? And he died pretty young as well. If he's the breadwinner, like, okay, fine, I don't understand their family situation, but if you were all solely reliant on this 19-year-old, or actually, I don't know how he was
quite young,
early 20s, I
yeah.
think. If you're solely reliant on him for your income, there's other issues you need to address.
True, but maybe those issues can no longer be addressed, no? Like, yes, we did not have the right upbringing, and that's something I feel like we speak from because we are in these privileged situations where there is education, the communities, the system is set up for us to succeed, especially in places such as Dubai, which is not really the case everywhere else. So, you know, having a brother or a cousin or a son just pop off like that and just fix the entirety of our generations is having said that, yes, Juice WRLD is not a good example because like you said, his music is in rotation all the time, so there is enough money to buy BMWs. Don't buy Rolls Royces, basically.
Yes. But anyways, a message to all my cousins: hurry up, please.
Yeah, carry me.
Hurry up, please.
Hurry up.
One of you, someone's got to do something.
Because I want to resign and work on music.
Exactly.
So I need you all to pay my rent.
I need a cousin like Kendrick Lamar. I'm throwing shots. I'm throwing shots. Duck.
Worth.
Do you want to explain?
Yeah, Duckworth, his last name.
No, but I mean when I said Kendrick Lamar's cousin. I mean, he's good.
Baby Keem.
Baby Keem. He is good. But yeah. He's never ducking those allegations. Nepotism.
Yeah, nepotism. Look, I think Keem, I must say,
yes,
product of nepotism. And I would say this to him, to his face. If we meet, I'm going to say, look, man, you got the opportunities because of a relationship. And I feel like he would admit it too. He would agree with it. But I think he is really delivering.
Yes, he is, and that's what I mean.
Use of that opportunity.
He is delivering. But on the same note, how many of like today's big artists are not a product of nepotism, one way or another?
Okay.
Okay,
nepotism to me,
yes,
what it means is
yes, it's family.
That's what it means to me.
Yes.
But if you're talking about cosigns, almost everyone I know got a cosign. Our greats, Kendrick, Drake, Cole, all co-signed. Co-sign means basically like the OGs that kind of put their arms around these guys' shoulders and walk with them.
Yes, but usually there's still some element of nepotism. It's like, his or her dad was like an executive or knew someone in this record label / he's friends with the founder of Spotify, whatever it is. There's always like someone.
Like Kendrick's dad got robbed by Top Dog.
Yes, exactly.
That's their relationship.
Yeah, so nepotism right there. No, yes, I'm saying there exceptions are there, but like a lot of cases, which when you look at it, it feels a bit sad sometimes. But yeah, everything is like that.
I think I'm gonna get on my corporate vibe a bit.
Easy, but okay.
Having why?
I'm just
because you're done with it just as much as I'm done with it.
Yeah.
Having worked in corporate, having climbed that ladder as high as I did, which I do. I'm not trying to belittle that. I know there's a lot of people that would want to be in the position that I was before I resigned. If I compare the climb / the way into corporate with the climb / the way into music, there are a lot of parallels. There's a lot of similarities. By that I mean, I remember when I was when I first joined this company, I was in something you call an IC role. An IC role is an individual contributor. Which is you're an execution role. You're executing tasks that are given to your supervisor, which is given from the manager, from the head, whatever it is.
Yes.
When I joined, I remember saying this to my friends as well, which is there is nothing that I have done more in my life. There is nothing that I have worked harder on in my life. And then there is nothing that I'm better at in my life than any of the other candidates who didn't get this job. It just so happens to me that one, obviously luck was on my side. I was in the right place at the right time. I think also very importantly, I'm a firm believer of things going the way that they're meant to be. So I'm not trying to discredit that. But I'm saying there was a huge element that was played by the people that I knew. That helped me in.
Yeah, of course.
Once I got in, yes, there was a lot of effort I put in terms of what kind of image I'm portraying, what kind of contributions I'm doing to the business, what kind of things I'm bringing to the table that matters to the big executives. And that helped me excel.
Yeah. And when you say it's the parallel is there with music, of course, because it is also an industry.
Yes. So going in, there is, and you listen to these rappers like Eminem had that line, right? Recently he had that like on Rap God, which was not recently actually.
Not at all.
It's like 11 years ago. On Rap God, he said that something about him working because if one of you unsigned rappers are hungry looking at me like it's lunchtime.
Yeah.
The reason, and I've heard Kendrick say this, I've heard a few of the rappers that we love say this, where they pay attention to unsigned rappers, because they also admit that it's not that they're better than the unsigned guys. It's just that they happen to have that opportunity. And if they were to go one-on-one against these unsigned rappers, it wouldn't be like just because I'm a professional, I'll squash you. No, it's not like that. There are a lot of rappers I know that are unsigned who would really give these other rappers that are signed run for their money.
Yeah.
Same thing it was in corporate. So yes, I think it plays a role in how you, knowing people helps you get in. Furthermore, helps you excel moving forward. Now, if we're to connect that to the last episode, I was recently watching and I remembered you said also you didn't agree with when I said, if I was Travis, I would let Sabrina take the first. I would not, if on the contrary, actually, I would be very supportive of it. And I would really show it to the executives that I'm being cooperative in any way possible. It's because I have seen that happen in corporate. I've seen that happen in corporate where such relationships, such understanding of the business is what helps people excel. This is why someone like Larry Jackson is in the position that he's in, where he's running half of the industry, because he understands how the business works. I think if you look at people like Jay-Z, you look at people like Drake versus people like Eminem, who are not business savvy, who don't understand all these things, it starts to make sense why Jay-Z has certain seats that Eminem can't get. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So to circle back to your question, nepotism, I think co-signing, very big thing in music. I think it's very important. We should all have those relationships that help us excel. A good point, though. It is a good point. Do you agree?
Yes, I do.
But
I I side on Eminem's side because I'm also not business savvy. So
yes,
I'm just
exactly.
Like,
but I think that's
I'm
where
the donkey in the room. So I'm like, yes, it makes sense. But because I don't see things like that, I get it. When I see it, I understand it. But like I don't know. It's very hard for me to fit those shoes to try to
especially
do something
naturally
like that.
You don't think that way. Also, me, I know you personally, so I know that. But I don't think it's like donkey or nothing. No, I think it's we all have our own strengths. I think that's one of the reasons why me and you make a good team. Also, because usually I'll be like the brains of that operation where I'll tell you like think about those things.
And I'm just like onk.
But at the same time. Yes, I'll be the brains and I'll be like, oh, we should think this and that. But if you look, you are much more harsh. You're a lot harsher than I am when it comes to the expectations you have for Before Dawn.
Yeah.
There's many times that I'd be like, we should try this, but you'll have this benchmark of it must meet this quality.
Yeah, and that's where it is. Like I'm not good at playing that the dance of like compromise and give and take.
Yeah, that's not who you are.
This is the objective. This is what needs to be done.
Exactly.
Like I'm not taking your personal feelings into consideration sometimes. I don't mean like in this situation, but like in any work environment.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't think one is right or the other is right. I think that being self-aware is very, 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 very important.
It is.
To me
it is the most
important
thing. It's the most important.
So once you know where your strengths are, where your weaknesses are, you should be around people. I'm not trying to preach. It sounds preachy. I think we should be around people that almost like make up for that gap that we have. For example,
Yeah. No, 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
I feel like that's one of the major things that everyone should definitely be working on is self-awareness. And by that, it doesn't mean like, you know, you hear self-awareness and you think, oh, inner peace and whatnot. No, it's that you need to, you run like on two systems. You're either running on what they call autopilot or consciously.
NPC or main character.
Yeah, you could put it that way. And it's not like it's not a character flaw. It's not like there's something wrong with us or you, whoever it is. Your brain is just wired to always try to run on autopilot, and you don't pay attention to what you say and how you stand and how you look 99% of the time. You're not aware of how you look and how you sound, and like you have to switch on constantly, and that's
how you project yourself.
Yeah, and even how you need to catch yourself all the time.
Yeah,
you'd be doing something or saying something, and then eventually you reflect on it. The real skill is to be able to like be always switched on, to not kind of break character in certain situations.
What I'll also say is, because I've had those kind of relationships, friendships a lot in my life, where this topic has kind of been the core of our existence, me and those people. And what I say is a lot of people struggle to do that, Tapu.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's the way we're wired. It's not like some people are bad and the rest of us are good. No, this is just how it is, and you actively need to be conscious about it.
And my reply to that usually is that if you struggle with catching yourself, as you said, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Catching yourself. If you struggle with that, then admit that to yourself first, that I struggle with this. Then what's going to happen is you'll realize once, hopefully, if you're around the right kind of people, because that's something we should all be able to work on. Being around the right kind of people and cutting off those who are not good for us. Once you're around the right kind of people and you're self-aware that I'm not good at catching things, when you will say something, when you'll catch something, I won't be defensive. Because I will know that at least he's catching things I wouldn't catch.
Yeah.
At that point, you stop being defensive and you listen. Just listen and understand. I need to sleep on it. I need to think about it. I need to whatever. Just listen.
Talking about people's behavior and characters, you text me. I'm gonna say text me.
Are you talking about the shared note?
Yes. You left a comment that people should be bullied again, or in not a quote unquote, but something like that. So would you like to elaborate?
We have a shared note.
Yes.
Where every time, so on that shared note, we put on the topics for the podcast, and every time he updates any topic, I get a notification, and I update, he gets a notification. And I just wrote, I think 2 nights ago, I was like, some of y'all need to get bullied.
Yeah.
And then I would just
some of y'all need to be bullied. So who are them and why and how?
How to bully
also
them?
how.
Tell us so we know how to do it. I was watching this garbage TV show Suits, which I know a lot of people love.
Why do you watch it?
It's garbage, guys. Because I was just like, end of the day.
It's your like background.
Yeah, exactly.
White noise.
Yeah, I want to unwind. I was watching Suits, and I was observing how much The Office is run. This is all a double entendre, by the way, what I'm about to say.
Okay.
How much The Office is run by 1, 2, 3 people at the max. There's 1,000 people in that office, but there's like 4 or 5 people who are controlling the narrative, the attitude, the values, the direction of the entire office. You 3 need to be bullied. You 3 need to be bullied, and I promise it's good for you. And let me tell you why.
It's a TV show, but go on.
Again, I told you this is all a double entendre. This is all a parallel. There are certain people who did not experience what it's like to just get some quality bullying, like some real good, some good,
juicy,
thoughtful, juicy, some layered bullying,
This is a recording in 2024
What are you trying to say?
saying, you know, them are the times, bro.
Them are the times.
Them
Huh?
are the times. No, we should bring it back, but continue.
Some of y'all didn't get that.
Yeah.
And it really shows. It really shows because you guys are not afraid to do anything corny. You know, we said bring back shame. You all need to bring back dignity. Before you do something corny, just sit and think to yourself, is this corny? One question. Is this corny?
Yes.
And then when the answer is yes, just be like, I shall not do this. It's very simple. Stop doing corny things. Okay? Stop being corny. Stop being corny. Very simple.
But what happened on the show for you to unwind, apparently? You watch it to unwind and then you got triggered?
That's so me, right? Going to sleep and wake up. Lil Taka. Because I was watching the show and it was reminding me of other things and other people that I don't want to mention names or this and that. Okay. But some people, and the thing is, our listeners, they know the people I'm talking about. You guys know who I'm talking about.
Yes.
You guys spend at least 8 to 9 hours a day with them. These people need to get bullied. And once they get bullied, they'll stop being corny. And once they stop being corny, then we're not going to have this, you know, these outings you have, like work outings, let's say. Just a random example I'm throwing, work outings.
Yeah.
Not at all the core of everything that I'm saying. You know, you have work outings and you go, it's like, tell us something about yourself that we don't know. Now everyone tell us something about you. We didn't know this about you. Where's the shame?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Where's the self-respect, Abud?
And then, but it's a double-edged sword because sometimes the question is one thing and the answers is a whole different thing.
Oh my goodness, some of the answers.
Yeah. I was in a room once in a similar, you know, one of those like, all right, well, can everyone tell us, you know,
something we don't know,
their name and like something about you?
Yeah.
And this grown-ass man found it upon himself to say, my name is XYZ, and I am a very big fan of Cristiano Ronaldo. And I saw him when he came to Expo 2020, and I have him in my wallpaper. Thank you.
Just get bullied
for real. Just like
listen, just come.
Don't even go. Come. Don't go somewhere else.
Before dawn services.
Okay. But as a public announcement, a public service announcement, maybe we should package it a little bit better because, yes, bullying does come like, you know, with a lot of bad connotation. Fair enough. We need a better because we have another issue when we said people need to get smacked from time to time. Getting bullied is a whole different thing. It's just that people need to, I guess, told off doesn't sound. Bullied. We're gonna stick with bullied. Told off. Yeah, we need to tell people off. No, don't tell them.
You tried to make it politically correct.
There is, because I'm saying like there is bad bullying and there's actually good bullying.
Yeah, you're right.
That's what I'm trying
to say. I do not mean bad bullying.
Yes, there is good bullying.
Bad bullying, exactly, yes. And bad bullying is something I have experienced from both angles. I have been bad bullied and I have done bad bullying.
Yeah.
And trust me, none of it is satisfying. Yeah. It's just a lot of frustrations and complexities that you have in your head that you're removing on this poor kid just because he wears glasses. You're like, how dare you not have an eyesight? And then look at you, sitting at the age of 31, you can't see like 2 centimeters in front of you.
For real.
So don't do bad bullying. Yes. Do good bullying. Yeah. Okay. And I'll tell you how to know if it's good bullying or not. Is when you guys are all laughing, but the one who's getting bullied is also laughing. This is good bullying.
And also if it's corny, just do the, you know, those like instruction sheets where like yes, no, if no. Like
what makes a good bully?
What makes a good bully?
Yeah,
it's a good question.
What's this bully wearing?
What makes a good bully is someone who's doing it for a cause. Like if you're walking down the street and you see some corny ass shit, and you're like, I need to get in trouble, but I will save my community.
Yes.
From this behavior.
Nice. Very well put. You were good bullying me 2 days ago when I was recording, or was it yesterday? Yesterday when I was recording, my singing, my singing, my singing coach has this very big issue. The amount of pauses that are about to come now has a very big issue with me not fully opening my mouth. Pause.
Yes.
So she always reminds me that when you're performing, be very articulate. And I was recording yesterday, and you took it upon yourself.
Yes.
You saw the opening, you saw an opportunity,
Yes.
and you were like, let me bully him now. You're like, why don't open your mouth?
But see, the end result is you perform better.
Yes.
That's the objective.
Yes, exactly. That's good bullying, I think.
Yes.
Even though in that moment I said things that I cannot say now on camera.
And that is bad bullying.
Yeah, I was doing bad bullying.
Yes.
As soon as he saw that to me, I was like, why are your arms so long?
So to conclude.
To conclude, foreshadowing.
Yes. To conclude, I think.
But when's the next Before Dawn song coming out? People want to know. People sit here and they listen to our podcast. They're like, we would like to listen to
actually
music.
need to check. Is it the second or third?
I don't know. Can you check? It's guys. It's coming soon enough.
It is coming on the second. Next Before Dawn song is coming on October 2nd. I'm actually just checking my phone.
4th of October.
4th of October.
4th of October.
You know what I mean? It's spooky season.
Hey.
Spooky season is coming.
Dude, I was speaking to Mustafa yesterday as
Yes.
well. But this is Before Dawn season.
For real.
Like our music, we really make it for the winter, I feel like.
Yeah.
Because naturally, we as people love winter in Dubai, like most of y'all do. So Before Dawn season is upon us.
Yes.
There is a bunch of new tracks, first of which is coming 4th.
Yes.
And not too long after that is the next one as well.
Yes, sir.
We'll get to that.
Thank you for coming. Bully a friend to bully a friend.
Please,
Yes.
please start bullying.